when you're doing rideshare or delivery, you really enjoy it when you're getting bonuses or their surge rates, or you're getting extra, per dollar amount for a delivery or for a pickup. That's just ways for us to make extra money. Back a few years ago, we used to get, if you did a certain amount of rides, you got an extra bonus per week. I never really had that with Uber. I know in other bigger cities they used to do that. I don't know if they still do that now, but I had, more bonuses with Lyft than I did with Uber. I don't really understand, there's a great need for both services in the area back then. But I've noticed with surge rates that they're not adding up. We get these rides and it's supposed to be including bonus as far as like an extra 60%, and you go to look at the ride and you're adding it up and it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Are they lowballing the ride and then actually just giving the ride, saying they're giving us 60% off that ride, and then really just giving us what we would really make back like 4 years ago? Is that what they're doing? I don't know. Because now it's just like when we get a ride, it pops up. It's like a 2-second, mindset of you having to figure out, is this ride is worth it or not? And are they enticing us with these surge rates to be in these certain areas? So now there's like so many drivers in this certain area because there's these bonuses going on. And really the need is somewhere else where there's no bonuses, where they can just charge regular, type charges, or, give the drivers regular type, pay. We've noticed the changes in what we make. Every year, the pay seems to go lower and lower. Now, when I first started doing this, I did not do Lyft at all because it was very less money. It was a lot less money than the other services. But I've noticed a lot more people are starting to use Lyft than they do Uber because Uber is more expensive. But I always tell people, always compare the prices because you never know if Uber will be cheaper than Lyft. But it makes no sense when you have all these surge rates going on and you feel like you're still just making the regular pay that you would make. It's just that adding up, and then they give you this breakdown of what you make per day, and you go through and you add everything up. There's money missing. Where's it going? Are they charging the passengers these 60% surge rages, or these extra $5 to $10 per rides? How much are they charging the passengers? And the passengers are also wondering, are we getting the tips? If I tip you on the app, are you going to get it? As far as I know, we were supposed to get 100% of our tips. And now, it just makes you kind of wonder, because I'll see that I've gotten the tip and I go back and do all my thank yous and I realize there's not a tip. Where did it go? And trying to get these services to answer any of the questions is really difficult, because used to you could go and you would actually talk to a human being, but now you have to go through all these messages and send emails, and then they'll call you back, and then they have to get a supervisor and then another supervisor, and it's just it's getting more time consuming, because you're trying to get something fixed, but it's taking an hour for you to fix a problem where you missed an hour of another work hour. And where is it all going? It just doesn't make sense, especially since we are responsible for a lot with our insurance, our gas, our maintenance, everything we are responsible for. All we do is we get paid for the ride that we are given. And do we get 100% of the ride? Absolutely not. Now, back in the day, I heard that, people would get 80% of what it would cost a passenger. Is that what it's at now? Absolutely not. If I have to guess, I don't even think it's even 50% anymore. So, that is my question. where are surge rates and the extra bonuses going? Because they definitely are not going to the drivers.